Okay, hey, so this is another episode in my podcast, which you know the name of it. I always forget it, but fake celebrity interviews, not real, didn't happen, and other stuff. I think that's what it's called. I don't have it written down right now. Let me double check that. Um, yeah, I always forget the name. Fake celebrity interviews, not real, didn't happen, and other stuff. Yeah. So, anyways, this is a special episode because I made it to my 20th episode, so we're celebrating. Yay! Um, I have a bottle of champagne, the cheapest champagne I could find. So we're going to open that up and have some champagne. So yeah. So what I did was, why did I pick 20 and then celebrate at 20? I heard over some guy on TikTok or some guy who did a video that only 1% of all podcast people that produce podcasts, only 1% get it to 20 videos, make it to 20 videos. So I thought, oh, that's great. I'll celebrate when I get to 20. I'll go to 20. So what happened was, now I'm not going to do any more unless somebody later on starts watching it. Like I get 100,000 views. Somehow somebody finds it and it spreads and everybody hears about it. And then I might start up again. But this is my last episode for a while. Well, I might do one just for the heck of it. But that's the plan anyways. Okay. I'm opening up the champagne. It's called, what's it called? Champagne Victoire. Victor. Victory, I guess. By Brut. From France. Of course it's from France. It's from the Champagne region, right? It has to come from Champagne region. Okay. It's going to pop off, I bet you. Okay. I got the metal part off. Here we go. Wiggling it. Wiggling it. This is the hard part. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hope it doesn't spill all over the place. Whoa, that's it. That's the sound. The famous sound. I don't know if it's famous, but okay, I got a cup. Okay. Woohoo! So the funny thing is, I'll say, I did 20 episodes, and then this is actually my 21st episode. So it's it's a celebration of doing 20, but it's actually the 20th one. Because you got to I don't consider this really an episode. It's like a little aside. So, but the problem is, I did 20 videos, and I uploaded to YouTube, right? And Spotify, if you didn't know that. Podcast for Spotify. One of my videos was flagged for copyright infringement. So they didn't ban it, but they didn't post it. So in reality, I only did 19 plus this one is 20. But I did it. I'm just going to add it on even though you'll never see it unless if you get a hold of me somehow and you want me to, if you want to watch it and you want me to send it to you, I could send it to you. But that's probably not going to happen. Champagne. I don't know. I'm not a big alcohol drinker. It tastes okay, but I'm not a connoisseur. So, I'm just going to ramble on about stuff. I wrote some points to talk about. Okay, my idea for the show. What happened was, I wanted to do a podcast. I thought, what could I do for a podcast? Because I've been doing YouTube videos for the last 10 years. What could I do for a podcast? I go, Joe Rogan and this other guy, I can't remember his name. I can't think of it. He's like an interviewer. They interview these celebrities and stuff, and that's their show, right? I said, okay, I cannot get celebrities to come on my show. They there's no way. They're not going to come to some random dude. So what I'll do is I'll make up stuff. So basically, I like to think of myself as a writer. I've written for fun movie scripts. So I thought, this is sort of an extension from that. So I would write up crazy stuff. It was, first off, the first idea was to think of craziest ideas about just not true stuff about celebrities, and they'd have to answer the questions and all this. I'd think of all these crazy stuff, but then when I started writing them, they were pretty generic. They asked about their family and stuff and their career. But what I would do was, if you've seen the video or podcast, what I do is I ask them, what are you doing outside the industry? If you're a sportsman in the sports celebrity, what are you doing outside of sports? If you're an actor, what are you doing outside actor? Because they have money, right, to invest. So that's when I made up stuff. I made up some crazy stuff. If you've seen it, I don't know if you've seen it or not. It was not crazy, but it's kind of different. That's what part was different. Then I thought, well, I'm about to add stuff. So if you don't know, you should know, because if you're watching this and you've seen the videos, the first section, I take it from my show, Stupid is Good, I did on the Fringe at the Toronto Fringe Festival. I took the stories and I made it into a show, and I use that today, like for this podcast. And then I write jokes. I was writing jokes. I've done stand-up comedy, not as a professional, always, open mic night. I've never gotten anywhere with it, but I always wrote jokes too, right? I'm a writer. I'm a so-called writer. So I write jokes too. And I wrote these interviews. More champagne. So what I did was I wanted to do the interview with somebody else, right? And they would play the woman or the man, and I would play the other part. So I have no friends. I'll just tell you that much. I have no friends. So I didn't ask my brother because I didn't think he would do it. So the first person I really thought of, well, two people. My sister's friend, I thought of getting her, but then I didn't ask her. So I thought my niece, she's over 19. She's like older, right? She's like 21, 22 now. She's going to be 23 this year. I asked her if she wanted to do it, but you don't know about her. I'll tell you, she's very, what do you call that? She has emotional problems, anxieties and stuff like that, right? So I asked her, and she didn't say no right away. She said, "Oh, okay, what is it about?" So I said to her, "Oh, well, we're doing celebrity interviews, and we pretend to be a celebrity, and we talk shit about them. We make up shit." She's like, "Oh, okay." Yes, she's not interested. She's like, "No, I'm not interested." Then I thought, oh, maybe her mother, my sister, would be interested, but I'm not. I don't really want to do that either, because for one thing, this is what I thought. We could get sued for this by celebrities not liking what I wrote about them. And if my sister is in it, she might get sued too, and that would be my fault. So I didn't want to get her involved. So as you know, I did it by myself. So what I did was I wrote it out on the computer, and I answer, or a question and an answer, and I put it in little points, the question and an answer, and then I put little bulletin points, little dots for each one, so I knew when the new question was coming up. And so you've heard the video. What I do is I do all the questions with a pause in between. And I would do all the questions in a row and record it in one take. Then the second take, I would record the questions or the answers from the celebrities. I would answer them with a space in the middle between answers. Then I would change the voice of the celebrity. I bought this cheap vocal. It's called vocal voice changer. I thought it was going to be good. It sucked balls. So I use that just to make it so distinguishable between me and myself and the celebrity, so that the celebrity has some kind of, because it would just be me, my voice, and then my voice again. So as you know, you've seen it or heard it. There's a change in voice just so I can delineate. And then I would edit. So what I do is I do that. Then I edit. I splice them together. Question. Then I put the answer from the other video together, and then the next question, and then the next answer, and the next question, next answer. With I got it's called WavePad sound editor. So I would do that. Then I'd have all the questions and the answers in the right order. And then what I would do is there's lots of space, dead space in between. So then I have to go through the video again and then cut out the silences. So it takes me about 4 hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours to do it all. Well, that's just the editing. The actual recording takes less time because it's all done. What else? Let me see here. All right, it says, see here. Talk about each section. Joke section. I talked about the joke section and then I added the emails from the stars. I don't know why I added that. So I thought I'd ask them emails, crazy questions, and then they would answer with crazy answers. They weren't that crazy. Again, I thought I would be really hilarious, but it really wasn't that hilarious. It's pretty straightforward. They're all lies, though. And then what else? Oh, reading children's book backwards. I have a YouTube video that I did separately called Reading Children's Book Backwards. So I just incorporated that into this show. I did it as a separate video years ago, probably 2 years ago. And then I stopped. But I added that. So basically I read from the back. I don't read backwards. I read from the back page to the front page. And it doesn't make sense sometimes, but that's the fun of it. And then the fifth section, the last section, was Tik Tok Zero, which I added on just as a stupid idea. Of course, this thing is right. What I'm trying to do is do stupid ideas without bias. Don't rate them. Don't say they're bad. They're just stuff, and do it. So I added it in. So that's where I think I got problems with the copyright, because I was streaming, I was recording music from other people's TikTok videos, and it got onto my video, and then they scanned it and they caught it. So, yeah, anyways. So that's the basic breakdown. Okay, what I was going to do was, just for fun, I'll do a joke and a story. I got it all ready. Okay, here's the joke. Just do it for fun. Okay. My old refrigerator, I retooled it. I changed the light bulb so that the light bulb will stay on when I shut the refrigerator door. And I also changed the light bulb into a heat lamp. So when I open up the refrigerator door, my food's already ready. Okay, that's the joke. They're bad jokes, but that's the joke I thought of. Okay, over here, a story I'm going to tell from my Fringe show. Okay, here goes. My dad died. It was in 2011. He was 77. I don't know if it is cold of me, but I didn't cry when he died. I think it was his time to go. He did his job as the man of the house in his times. He was an old school father. Worked at his job, paid the bills. Mom kept the house. when my dad died, he had some dementia and he was pretty much mute for a few years. I fed him, changed his diapers, and put him to bed. I was on dad duty when he died. I was by myself with him. I had fed him and put him to bed. I was checking up on him. When I got to his room, he was lying with his mouth open, not breathing. I knew something was wrong. I called 911. 911 told me to put him on the floor and start CPR. I tried mouth to mouth, but I noticed my breath would get caught up around his throat area. I told the 911 guy, and he told me to just do chest compressions. I did that until the ambulance got there. When they got there, they asked me if they should work on him or not. I said, I'm not sure, so do what you have to do. You know how they have no resuscitation order or something like that? That's what they're asking. Okay. They started working on him, and I waited for some results. About 10-15 minutes, the EMT came out and said my dad was not responding, but they are still working. I said, I think he's dead. The EMT said they have a protocol to follow until they stop trying to revive him. They didn't revive him. I guess one good thing, he died at home, and it wasn't a long and drawn-out affair. That is all I have to say about that. Okay, that's... Whew, it's emotional. Yeah, my dad died. Yeah. Okay, that's my story. That's my joke and a story. Okay, I got points to talk about. More champagne. Champagne's not bad. It's pretty light. So let's see what here. Oh yeah, I've said that already. Okay. I was gonna say something. Now I forget what I was gonna say. I couldn't get celebrities, yeah. I was gonna say something. Okay, let's see. I said that already. Straight interview, basically. All right, here's the section I'm going to talk about. So, when I was going to start my podcast, it's an audio podcast, right? So I'm like, oh man, I got to buy all new equipment. So I was looking online for an audio machine, recorder, and a microphone. And then I needed software and stuff. I was looking for all that stuff anyways that I needed. Then I had the bright idea. I have a GoPro camera. And I realized you can extract audio from your video. So instead of buying all new equipment, I'm doing it right now. I turn my GoPro on. I shoot a video with audio. And then I extract the audio. And then I put a new image on top of that. Because on YouTube, you need an image. You need video. But on the podcast, it's an audio recording on Spotify. So it's funny. I make the audio. I do audio. I put the audio in my editor. And then I put a static image of the title of the podcast all across the audio. I record that. I edit it together to make it into one video. Then I take that video and I extract the audio from that video, which I made it's a full video now. And then I put instead of having a video section, a part of it, then it's just another audio. And then I put it on Spotify. So I make a video clip of it. I make a video clip of the show. I extract the audio. I edit the audio to fit and to be seamless. I make a video out of it. Then I make an audio file out of it. Video, audio, I go. That's how it goes. I make a video, I make it into audio, I make that audio into video, and then I make it into audio again. But I probably saved like $500 on not buying new stuff. The recording's a little off. I'll have to say the quality is off, but I don't care. Okay. Yeah, I just talked about that. Okay. What else to talk about? I thought of something and now I can't think about it. I can't think of anything else to say, really. I went through all my talking points. Oh, it says here I have another podcast. I do have another podcast I made. It's called Audio Movies Podcast. So what I do is I watch a movie with headphones on and a DVD usually, or Blu-ray. And then I record myself describing what's happening. And then I record that, make a podcast out of that. I'm probably breaking some kind of copyright thing, but nobody cares. You know why they don't care? Because nobody's watching. If I got 1 million views, 2 million views, they'll probably have a cease and desist order for me because I am actually describing the movie. Descriptive mention of the movie. But if they tell me to stop, I'll stop. That's fine. Nobody has because nobody watches. Actually, I'm getting more traction off that than this. I got like 160 views of my movies. What else can I talk about? I had an idea of something to talk about. Now I can't remember what I was going to say. I don't know what I'm so... Yeah, well. Okay. I'm having champagne. Tastes great. It's so light. It's not heavy at all. I'll give some... I can't drink the whole bottle. I'm going to give it to my mom and my brother. What can I say? This cork will not fit in it. Holy smokes. This cork is so much... expanded so much more. Okay, I guess that's it. This is the end of my podcast for now. Because, yeah. Okay. Signing off. Remember, live your life and see what happens. Okay, later.